Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another broadcast. Good evening. Okay, let's put in for Eagle versus Chris semifinal. And there we go. We are good to go. And as soon as we grab the room here. Plug it in here. Whoops. Not like that. Like this. And music. Cut. Interact here. And got a plug. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hope the volumes are all still good. I'm good to go. All right, so we can see here between Eagle and Chris. Chris would be Shattered Simisear on top, and Eagle, of course, Eaglejean on the bottom. Chris bringing the Mew, Galarian Weezing, Hippowdon, Porygon 2, Thundurus, and Pangoro. And Eagle bringing Cradily, Umbreon, Swellow, Alola Marowak, Pinsir, and a Silvally of an unknown type. So it's going to start off real quickly with Alolawak versus Weezing. And this is an interesting matchup. Galarian Weezing is probably going to have Levitate here because otherwise the neutralizing gas would have activated, and same with the Misty Surge. Would have the Misty Surge on Misty Terrain. So we don't know yet. Probably Levitate is my guess. Hello, zombie. And Alolawak there. A very good fire ghost type to start off with. And this is different from the Conquerors. We're expecting a much closer and more involved match than we had between George and Tyler a couple hours ago. Although that was a very good match indeed that literally came down to the last Pokemon. But this is going to be a very interesting match. Pain Split from Weezing. It goes first, so that's a slower Alola Marowak because that is slower, but Pain Split's interesting. Didn't do anything, really. Was he anticipating maybe a Choice Scarfed Alolawak, or maybe that's really interesting. Pain Split there makes sense. That can reheal. Alolawak going to set up there with a Swords Dance. This is going to become a very scary Alolawak. Yeah, Delta pointing out an interesting turn one. Yeah, that caught me off guard too. A Pain Split into nothing. Shadow Bone came to be expected. Hippowdon now bringing out the sand, flame charge, and Hippowdon's going to eat that for half health. But that's more interesting, more necessary. That's the speed boost for Ololawak. And Zombie already throwing out the GG. Not quite too sure about that, but Ololawak is becoming a big threat to this battle. The Sword Stance boosting its already impressive attack, and then the Flame Charge boosting its speed. Hippowdon eating that for half health. Took it down to 46, healed back up to 52, revealing the leftovers. Still don't know what item Ololawak is carrying. Probably a thick club, if I had to guess. That would boost its attack power. There's a Shadow Bone. That'll take care of Hippowdon. Pangoro coming out now. Pangoro probably not faster than Ololawak. But we know that Ololawak has a Shadow Bone and a Flame Charge. So that's now a Silvally Fairy is to be revealed. So that makes sense why that came out against a Pangoro. Knockoff not doing a whole lot, but we know that Silvally is holding a Pixie Plate. That would make it the Fairy type. That also has the 120 base power multi-attack of the Fairy type. I already, very good guess that that's one of the 4 moves on Silvally, but Silvally's so multifaceted, it could be carrying any number of attacks. Parting Shot going to be revealed, so that'll get Silvally out of there, weakening Porygon 2. Porygon 2 commonly holding the Eviolite. So Silvally going to come out and going against the Porygon 2. What's going to come out here? Could be the Mega Pinsir? Or maybe I don't know. Against Porygon 2, you could have just about anything come out safely. Porygon 2, not a big... It is more of a defensive, bulky Pokemon with the Eviolite, although it can also prove a threat if you let it stay out for too long. But on the Parting Shot, expect that Porygon 2 will go back to Switch at some point. Is this going to be back Ololawak? Yes, it is. So Alola Marowak coming back out. It'll be interesting to see if Eagle tries to set up again with it. A Toxic coming out. Oh, Brick Break. That's the 4th attack on Alola Marowak. So Shadow Bone, Sword Stance, Flame Charge, and Brick Break. Porygon 2 eating that like it was about less than half health, 40%. But recover right back to full. Going back for a Galarian Weezing going against Umbreon. Umbreon, of course, the premier cleric of the team. Heal Bell there will cure Alola Marowak of its toxic poisoning. Weezing going to taunt Umbreon, so Umbreon can't use Wish. And basically, that's going to stick Umbreon commonly with just Foul Play. I don't think Umbreon would have any other attacking move. So we know that Umbreon Premier Cleric has Heal Bell and Wish. Probably has Foul Play, but not going to reveal that yet. Just getting Alola Marowak out. With a Strange Steam coming out onto Alola Marowak. Luckily for Eagle, that missed. Otherwise, that would have been some serious damage. Because Alola Marowak, and there's a taunt, so no setup for Alola Marowak, and that's a Sword Stance that failed due to the taunt. So Alola Marowak pretty much either has to go for an attack or get the heck out of there. And probably switching out, it doesn't want to be able to absorb a Strange Steam. And it would not be able to do a whole lot against Galarian Weezing. But there's no reason for Galarian Weezing to really Pain Split or taunt Alola Marowak anymore. That's going to go back out. What's going to come out against Galarian Weezing? No, it's not. Okay. That's a Flame Charge. It's going to boost the speed. So we can't set up attack, but we can boost the speed. And a Shadow Bone coming out. Strange Steam going for about 20% damage. It can't take another Shadow Bone. Galarian Weezing, if it's going to stay in, is going to get KO'd by Shadow Bone. So there's Porygon 2 going back. Shadow Bone coming out. It's immune due to Ghost type onto a normal type. Ghost type move can't hit a normal type. Thank you, Pokemon, for whatever reason there. Some type matchups make no sense whatsoever. Ice Beam coming out onto Umbreon. Very minimal damage there, 15%. Gonna heal about a third of that, gonna come right back with the leftovers. Pangoro coming out now, threatening the Umbreon with its powerful fighting type moves. It is revealed just a knockoff there. And we know the Umbreon has leftovers, so worst case scenario, you knock off some leftovers. Although you might want to use a fighting type move to... Well, you're going to try to knock off the leftovers. Didn't work there, went into a Protect. So we know Heal Bell, Wish, and Protect, and that's probably a foul play on it. But now we get a new matchup of Thundurus versus Silvally Fairy. No real advantage in this matchup that I can see. Both neutral type damage, and Delta-Husking can knock off a drive. No, you cannot. Already tried that in this battle. Chris saying, I wish. That would definitely change this game a whole heck of a lot if you could knock off a drive off of Silvally or off of Genesect or Arceus. Eaglejean changing the profile picture for whatever reason. Left and come back. Joking around about the timer. Eaglejean there. So a Volt Switch coming out of Thunder, so that's to be expected. Gonna go right back, and what's gonna come out against a Cradily? This will be interesting. Is it going to be either the Porygon 2 or the Mew would be my guess. Although I could see the Pangoro coming out too. Just not, basically not the Galarian Weezing. We know that is Levitate. It's going to be the Porygon 2. This thing's bulky enough to be able to take anything. So Cradily... Leech Seed is common on Cradily for some longevity in the match. We know Porygon 2 has Ice Beam, which is going to do, there it is, 30%. So it's going to land a Toxic onto Porygon 2. That means Porygon 2's longevity in this match now has a clock on it. Juke saying he's running Guillotine. No. We do have the one-hit KO Smogon Claws on Aerialate Guillotine for the pesky ghost types. No. So we're going to try to trade Toxics. Can't do that into a Protect. Cradily, very wise there, going for a Protect. Can't land that Toxic from Porygon 2. So we know Porygon 2 now has Toxic, Recover, Ice Beam, and one other unknown move, but it's starting to take some serious damage from Toxic. It's got to get out of the battle before that Toxic really adds up. Even though it has Recover, Toxic just continues to compound. So we got to see it switch either this turn or next. This turn it is to the Galarian Weezing for the Umbreon. Okay. Well, Umbreon's not going to want to stay in against a Strange Steam. Not for a whole heck of a lot anyway, but it does have very good defensive special defense to be able to tank a few hits. There's a Protect and a Taunt. So, the Taunt is not going to land. Now that's important. Because of the Protect, Taunt doesn't land like any other moves. So Umbreon is not under the effects of Taunt. But that doesn't prevent Weezing from going for it a second turn in a row. Unlike Protect, Taunt does not lose accuracy multiple turns in a row. It just fails if the opponent is already under the effects of Taunt. So, no Wish for Umbreon. It's getting out of there. A little Marowak coming in and going down immediately to a Strange Steam. So that's one big offensive threat down for Eagle. But he still has plenty of offense in the back. And there's Swallow. Look for a good boom burst off of Swallow. That's its main offense in. So it's going to be a boom burst Swallow, special attacking Swallow against Galarian Weezing. No Pokemon on Chris's side is going to want to be able to take multiple boom bursts. Maybe Porygon 2. But Porygon 2 is also toxic, and it's sitting at 82%. So right now, it'll be interesting to see what Swallow goes for. Swallow could do a number of different things. There's Thunderous. Doesn't want to take the Boom Burst. And there it is. It goes down immediately. I knew it right there. Nothing's going to want to take multiple Boom Bursts. I don't want to say this is game, because it's not. It's far from it still. Chris and Eagle, still two very good trainers. And so, with Mew Mew is the most versatile Pokemon in the game. It is very hard to say what Mew is, as it could learn almost any move in the game. And it could be special attacking, it could be defensive, it could be physical attacking, it could... You name it, Mew could do it. It could Cleric, it could... Hazards, although Cleric and Hazards, this one probably is not. I'd be willing to bet that this is more of a special attacking Mew to try to get Swallow out of there, but it still is not going to want to take multiple Boom Bursts, and Swallow would be faster than Mew, if both are max speed. It's really hard to say what Mew is. Chris is a very versatile trainer, and Mew just throws a wrench into many people's buildings plans. You know it's a psychic type, but that's about all you know. You don't know what role it's playing in the match, unlike some Pokemon like Umbreon, you know would be a Cleric. Alola Marowak, you know, is offense. Defensive Hippowdon. But, okay, a Dragon Dance. Okay, this is not special attacking Mew. This is physical attacking Mew. Dragon Dance, Ice Punch there. Oh, and the 10% freeze chance. No Thaw there from Cradily. We saw a 10% freeze in the previous match we saw a 10% freeze on the previous match, and then an immediate 20% Thaw. So more Dragon Dance is coming out of Mew now. We've seen Ice Punch, we've seen Dragon Dance. What are the other moves? What does it have to pressure this Umbreon that now Foul Play is looking like a very good attack? Being Dark type, it would be super effective against Mew. And there it is. There it is. And boosted by the increased attack that Mew gave itself. Super effective. Goes down in one hit. Power Whip, an interesting choice there. Very interesting choice for Power Whip. So that was Dragon Dance, Ice Punch, and Power Whip. Would have been interesting to see what the fourth move was, but it didn't matter there. So Cradily coming out, and it's just going to be in for a couple turns there. Probably just sack, just to absorb a couple hits. Hopefully it unfreezes for Eaglejean. And the confusion off a Strange Seam, just adding a little insult to injury. There, no taunt. No taunt. It's frozen. It's confused. Strange Seam is going to KO it this turn. That'll get rid of Cradily, and now it's 3-4 in favor of Eaglejean. After Cradily goes down, Alola goes down. And it's up to Umbreon, Swallow, Silvally, Mega Pinsir. Going up against Porygon 2, Galarian Weezing, and, not Galarian Weezing anymore, against Pangoro and Porygon 2. Porygon 2 can take 2 Bone Bursts with the help of Eviolite. That's it. It's got to put some pressure on the Swallow, or else this battle will be over quickly. Porygon 2 has been revealed to have Toxic, Recover, and Ice Beam. Ice Beam will do a serious amount to Swellow, will not one-hit KO it. But this is interesting. Do you take Swellow out now that you know that Porygon 2 has Ice Beam? Yes, you do. So it comes back 16% onto Umbreon, although it recovers 6% of that. So Umbreon at 42%. Porygon 2 trying to Toxic Umbreon, does do so. Umbreon getting off a Wish and a Heal Bell. So it's going to recover back to nearly full, basically full. And Chris is throwing out the GGs there. Pangoro going for close combat into Protect. Silvally Fairy coming out. More close combats that aren't going to do a whole lot, but reduce the defense and special defense there. Silvally basically can clean up with a multi-hit here. Multi-attack. Eagle throwing out the GG. Multi-attack again into Porygon 2. Porygon 2 just going to continue to tank a few hits. This is it now. Swellow can clean up with a Boom Burst, and that's GG. So very good game. Eaglejean moves on to the finals. We'll see tomorrow who he faces as we clear up the other side of Conquerors tomorrow. That'll be my next broadcast, so thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.